Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys.
How are you, my friend?
Very well.
Do I look nice today?
You do. Your Tottenham Hotspur hoodie.
Well, you know, you gotta support your squad, like I do. I think we won over the weekend. I think we had a
No,
nice...
you didn't.
We didn't?
No.
Shit.
The
I heard there was a
bad
highlight.
loss.
Troy told me there was a highlight. We made like the top 10 or something. Plays
Okay.
of the week. I'm satisfied with that. It's good enough for me right now. But yeah, thank you to whoever sent me
That was Kim.
Kim. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah, thank Kim
I love
directly.
Kim. Thank you, Kim. I finally got my Tottenham
Kim
Hotspur
also sent
sweatshirt.
Isis a supporter scarf, which
wow.
probably not the greatest time to be trying to put a scarf on
Yeah,
here,
let me see
Isis.
it.
We'll get to you in a second.
Yeah.
But also
wow.
sent me a Man City hat, really cool hat. So thank you,
Yeah.
Kim.
Do you guys feel
Appreciate
shortchanged that you didn't get a dope hoodie? You got some
I like my
stupid-
hat.
You got a stupid hat and
I
you
like
got a
my
stupid
hat.
scarf. And I got a dope hoodie.
No, I mean the hoodie is more pompous. I mean, if I go into the bar with that,
Wait,
or not
a
the hoodie.
hoodie is not more
No, I
pompous
mean the
than
scarf.
that.
The scarf. I mean the scarf is more like the scarf to me says more. I'm fucking with you guys. Like I'm part of you.
Yeah.
Anyone could just buy a hoodie, but a
Yeah.
scarf.
Well, I appreciate it anyways. You know
I
what?
do appreciate it.
That's my team, cock and ball.
Yeah,
Love
that's
them. Got our asses kicked this weekend.
You did. Yeah.
Ugh, it's
Didn't
not
go
good.
well.
What happened? What the
I
fuck
did. I haven't
happened?
reviewed the film. I will, though, and I'll let you know.
Break it down for me.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the score?
I don't. Do you? How do you?
Was it 1-0? Did we get smoked 1-0?
No, I think
we
you
got
might
our
have got
asses
smoked like
handed.
3-0. But let me.
Oof.
I don't want to speak out of turn here.
It's time to fire the coach, man.
You're not.
You cannot have 3-0 losses and act like that's acceptable. What are you, the Wolverines?
Oh, dude. What's up with that Jim Harbaugh
Is he
guy,
still a
huh?
coach today?
Dude, I'm
Fire him today. I don't
I'm like
care.
Charles Woodson in the studio. Like, I am just embarrassed. I don't know what to say. We'll get to E and his accident in a moment, but
It was 2-1, by the way. Leicester City.
2-1.
beat ya.
Wow, we can, dude. When you get lit up, something as obnoxious as 2-1, the coach needs to go.
It's a bad loss.
It's a bad loss. Forward down the field. We're going to the Super Bowl, dude.
Hey, the Lions are unbeaten, huh?
We're unbeaten
Good
after
for
3
them.
weeks.
You
If
know
I
what?
would have said, what do you guys put on the Lions being undefeated after week 3 of the NFL season?
I mean,
Number one,
undefeated,
none of
but,
us
I mean,
would have assumed a tie, so
Right.
everybody would have. No way are they going 3-0. So we would have bet our.
Which
left
they should have,
nuts.
ironically. Like I mean, they should have gone 3-0, 18 points. You know,
Shoulda,
up and-
coulda.
Yeah,
I know. but
Could have
I'm just
lost
saying.
today. Should have lost today.
Right.
You you play to win the game. And we've won 2 and tied 1. Yet none of them are like the most beautiful things in the world.
Give them credit,
but
dude. You know, they're making their own luck a little bit, maybe, huh? Playing hard. They looked very competent at times today.
Isn't that the weirdest thing?
Yeah,
like you
just
see
looked
them.
competent. Whereas the Eagles were the ones dropping the ball. You know.
Yeah, like 26 times or something. No, it's weird because like we're so programmed as Lions fans, and I know you know this, Jay. Like Troy and I are watching the game, and it's like, okay, the Eagles punt or something, and the ball ends up getting stuck at the 2-yard line. I'm like, can we just punt right now instead of taking the safety or the fumble that's coming?
Instead
that's
of
going to be
taking the safety and then having to do that crazy like free kick thing.
that weird free punt thing where you kick it to their 30.
That's the worst.
Let's just punt. Let's just punt. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a safety, handoff that is a fumble that gets returned for 6, a terrible pick 6. You just
Hey,
know
that's
it.
old Lions thinking, Mike.
I know.
This is the new team.
You know, you're just waiting. Every time there's a big play, like I couldn't even celebrate Agnew returning a touch, a kickoff return for 100 yards. I'm like, where's the flag? Even if we don't see it now, where's the weird thing that's going to be challenged that's going to bring it all back?
They even got away with that face mask.
I thought his head.
Oh my God.
What kind of league allows that to happen
Why
and
can't
at
they
the
look
same
that-
time has these little ticky-tack things that they're calling all over the place, delaying every game? That
It's
was
incredible.
insane.
How could they not go back on that and just call it? I mean, he ripped his helmet off.
I swear to God, I thought his head was still in the right spot, and so that his head was facing backwards. Like that was the most egregious.
Yeah, like a Lego head?
Yeah, like a Lego head. It
Pull it
just
around.
spun all the way around. It was so egregious, and everybody in the stadium, everybody watching on TV,
Except for the
all
19
saw it.
refs on the field.
In fairness to them, I believe
And
there
the
are
refs in these
6.
stands, I mean, or whatever.
I believe there are 6 refs on the field.
Yeah, there's-
How did they all miss that?
Crazy.
Like that's one of those where, when a big hit comes, a guy gets blown up or something, or there's an egregious penalty like that, the whole crowd goes, oh, at the same time.
Dude, you could
How do you miss
excuse
that?
it if the helmet doesn't come off. But you've got to go, helmet came off. Yes, I did see what I thought I saw.
There's just like, were they
insane.
watching the crowd? Was there some hot chick showing her tits in the front row or something?
Maybe.
Because when you see that, like that, they usually make that call based on the head jerk. Like when you grab a face mask and yank, there's a certain motion that you see with a head. That helmet came all the way back to his neck and then fell off his head.
Yeah.
But I'll
crazy.
take it.
Yeah. Lions
Kill
will
it, bro.
take it.
We'll take it. And then of
Somehow they're
course-
starting to get some luck like that, you know?
Yeah, but then, it's like,
You got that last drop, that last pass, man, by Wentz to the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
That guy dropped it. That
Yeah.
was not defended by the Lions. That was a flat out drop.
yeah. And also the, what was the other, fuck, what was it? There was another play too where it was just like, the blocked field goal at the end. What was it, a 36-yarder? You've got like the most stable, accurate kicker in the history of the NFL who's missing extra points. You just knew that was going to be blocked. I thought that was like, okay, what's the worst case scenario? He misses and we're still up by 3. Or, can you imagine it's blocked, they
you
return it
imagine?
for 7, and we lose based on that? Sure as shit. And it was Malcolm, what's his name? Malcolm, the guy that saved the Patriots Super Bowl, intercepted that ball on the 1 yard line.
Oh, that was
Malcolm
him, huh?
Jenkins or whatever. Yeah, that was him that blocked it. They almost returned that damn thing. But they held on.
Right, they had a penalty though, right? That was
2-0-1.
Wasn't that the reason that it didn't go as far? I thought they had a penalty.
They had a
Brought it back.
penalty at the end of the play,
That brought
so
it-
it should have been at the 20-yard line
Right.
going in,
Well, that's
already
my
in
point.
field
That
goal
was
range.
a big deal.
But yeah, there was some penalty at the end of the play after the possession was changed, and so that brought it back to midfield,
Yeah.
and the Lions were able to hang on. But yeah, you're righty. Boy, you look weird today. Look at his shoulder. Look at he got dropped off by mommy.
I know.
Yeah, Fran pulled him. Didn't even come in and say hello.
So did you drive all the way home then?
I think she's gonna go shopping, but
Yeah.
the problem is like it's gonna be at least all this week. So
What? You can't drive, really? Is it because
mean-
you're on meds or?
No, I mean, I think that's probably a liability that I can't lift up my left arm. I mean, well, I'm doing. I don't know. I feel like it's not.
Is it a liability? Honestly.
Dude, Gab broke her right foot a couple years ago and learned to drive with her left.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying that I
that's
can't.
tough.
I mean, in reality, when I drive, I think most of us drive one-armed. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But I don't know. I think it's just.
Can't you get the bottom a little bit with that little hand, that little half hand you
I
have?
don't
Just
want
grab
to.
the bottom of the
I
wheel.
don't want to.
That
though,
little
'cause it
stumpy
hurts.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to hurt it right now.
Fast.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
it.
to heal faster.
Got to keep it immobilized.
That's really more what it's about. I do not want to have to move this thing because I don't want to be in this thing as long as I want to be.
I'll be
free.
honest with you
Francis
guys.
has to be supportive of that.
Well, Fran's going to take
Well,
the
should've-
most precautions. She's going to want to drive him for
Right.
6 years.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I
right.
mean?
2
Like,
years from
I
now, I'll still
knew
be getting
that.
driven in because I broke.
Yeah.
broke
He
my
might as well
bone.
be back in first grade getting dropped off at school
Right.
by his mom
It
again.
was a positive to her. You're right. She could drop me off and then she'll pick me up.
I'm
First
trying to think of it right now, Jay. My left arm, since I'm driving an automatic now, not a stick shift, my left arm and left leg, basically you could take them off.
Oh, I disagree.
Like-
I'm primarily left-handed driver. I put my right at the bottom, left at the top.
Well, okay, that's
So
fair,
I'd be
but you
screwed.
don't need to. My left arm serves as like resting on the outside when it's nice out and I got the window
Yeah, I'd be
down.
in a lot of trouble if I was in E's position.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it. That'd be really tough for me.
You can't drive right-handed?
Not
For one,
well.
by the way, I think
You can't pimp lean that way. Obviously, you
I
want-
also pee with my left hand. Did we talk about this in the past? I do.
No.
Yeah.
So do I. So do I.
Isn't that strange?
No, because I do it too.
Jesus?
right hand.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say, no, but you're right. Of course, I could drive. I think it's just about. I'm in a situation where my mom can do it, and why not
Saves you
keep
the gas,
Well,
gas money.
no, but keep this thing as immobilized as possible, so
Some
we can
nice
heal
time
as
with
fast.
Francis too. I mean,
Right.
It's a
Yeah, I've
win-win.
been spending a lot of time with the family.
What was the conversation like with Francis on the drive over? Hi,
Today?
Mrs. Fady. Yeah,
Well, I got.
because I know she was giving you input on what to say, not say.
No,
like,
I mean, I got.
are they going to make
mainly
fun of
we
you?
were-
Don't let
mainly-
Jay punch you in the shoulder.
Mainly, we were on the highway, and I was kind of getting on her for being in the right
She's a-
lane going too slow. I'm like, Mom, come on.
The
you gotta-"
right lane going too slow.
Yeah.
She was in the slow lane, going
Well,
too
no,
slow.
but still too slow to me.
How slow was she going, man?
60.
Oh, Francis.
She's got a wounded soldier in the
60
car.
and a
She's
70,
worried.
she's that guy, huh?
No.
And you know what,
Damn it.
Fran? I know
I
you
shouldn't
think
even.
you're doing.
I'm almost mad I even said it because I feel bad throwing her under like that.
60.
That is untenable.
Yeah, she's got to go. You got to go off
know,
road.
tr-
You got to go like back streets.
That's
if
what
you're going to be that
I'm
asshole.
considering. I'm considering the next couple
Is she
of days. saying,
unsure? Is she afraid that you're injured in the car? What is her deal?
You know what? I shouldn't have even said that. I feel
She's
bad.
just
because-
unsure a little bit.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe you guys should get one of those motorcycles with a sidecar and have her drive you in that way.
How would that help?
I don't know. Fresh air.
No.
Good photo op.
Great photo op. You kidding?
No, maybe I'll have, you're right. I might have to have her take me down freaking 12 Mile or something tomorrow.
So what's the prognosis, Jesus?
Broken collarbone. I think Mike said that or something. So it could have been a lot worse. It's actually, honestly, it's actually not that bad. Like, considering, like, people, I had a few people, like, reach out to me since then saying, like, oh, dude, I had that exact same thing happen. It was killing me for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I'm already,
Maybe you're just way tougher than everybody else.
maybe I'm more of a man than these pussies, but
I was talking to McCool about this injury, and he broke his collarbone, and he said when it broke, the other collarbone popped up out like it's all connected, and it popped up like through, like you could feel it outside.
God.
I don't know if it was like a compound fracture went through the skin, but
I mean, honestly, like, I was, ready for this whole thing of, like, to be just killing me all day.
are you taking anything?
I mean, they gave me ibuprofen and then some kind of opiate, actually, and I haven't taken that one. And even the ibuprofen, they've told me, technically I could take every 8 hours, which could be 3 a day, and I'm really only on 2 a day. And I'm actually only doing that because I just, my mom and dad both think that it's better. Maybe it's like some, I don't know what.
Anti-inflammatory?
Yeah, doing
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
big.
maybe
Getting
that's
inflammation
helping
down is
it or
big.
something. But I don't think I even know that I need it, honestly.
Jesus is tough as nails.
No,
man.
he's not. No, here's what you
I
need
think
to
this
do.
proves it. He is.
Stop taking the ibuprofen for a couple days, and then let's talk.
Well, I mean, right now, as it is right now, I technically could have taken it already an hour and a half ago,
Tough
2
as
hours
nails.
ago.
He is. Who knew?
Fucking tough as nails.
And that's I'm really been happy with that. I'm already like,
I'm
honestly,
shocked. Are you sure you broke? They didn't look at someone else's X-rays.
Let's
Are
break
you
the other
sure?
one just to be sure.
I mean,
That's-
fractured.
this isn't
Fractured's
an
the same as
anomaly.
broken, right? Like,
Well, not necessarily.
she,
That's
when
what
I
people
said that,
mean when it's broke. They say
Okay.
it's fractured. Yeah.
Hairline?
well, she didn't say hairline though. She said it was fractured.
Okay.
Can we look at the film? Do you have the film?
No,
Bring
I
the
don't
film.
have the film.
We'll take a look.
I will say today I finally took a shower. I hadn't taken a shower in 4 days because I was so.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? When was the last time you went 4 days?
No, but
Dude.
dude, I
Without
was
taking a shower, like
but
not a.
That would be
fucking
the
chance.
worst part of the whole
That's
thing.
worse than the accident.
I hated
The
it.
grease on your face. You just be like, dude,
I hated
after
it,
laying
but-
there watching TV, just greasy.
Dude, if I have that day where I'm lazy as shit and it's like 10 o'clock at night, it's like I'll just take a shower in the morning. The pores, the grease,
the famunda cheese.
Oh, it's no.
But dude, you have to understand. Like, I'm in a situation where it's hurting. That I was so scared to have to take my shirt off and have to take this thing off and put it back on.
Did Francis help you?
No, I actually did it all by myself in the end of the day. I did get my t-shirt
boy,
off
big
and my sling off by myself
Jesus.
today and stuff. So
Notice you got a
but
button
I
up?
got the button up
Yeah.
now though, so it'll be a little easier going forward.
Yeah.
The power line supply.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from Gary the Dead Body Expert, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is.
Jay, I got to be honest. I was a little disappointed with like he got into an accident and he called me like within 8
You're
minutes.
wrong about
of
this,
being
by
in
the way.
accident.
You're
What?
wrong about
what?
this.
Wrong about what?
That I wasn't going to go to the hospital. Is that where you're going with this?
Why would you say that? No, I didn't say
You
that
said that
at
on
all.
the show. You said it the other day.
No, you said my shoulder hurts, and I went, go to the hospital. Because you were talking about,
That's what I'm
being
saying.
held up. That's not where I was going with
Okay.
this. Thanks for interrupting and cutting me off. And
Okay.
clearly you're lashing. I don't know if it's the painkillers you're on or what, but that's not where I was going with this
Okay.
at all.
Where were you going?
I don't remember now. You ruined my train of thought.
Well,
but
you
I was
did
not
say it
going
the other
there.
day.
Called
that
you
I-
within 8 minutes.
Called me within 8 minutes, and he was like, yeah, I got into a car accident. I'm like, oh, fuck. And my first thought is, I don't give a shit about the show. I don't care about his car.
Do you want to
Are
hear my
okay?
first thought?
What?
My first thought was, of course, is he okay?
Texting?
Number two was, what about the Huey Lewis sticker?
I couldn't believe how many people were concerned about the Huey
Really?
Lewis. Yeah, a lot of people.
I didn't bring it with me, so it's done.
Oh,
So.
Jesus.
We got to go to the junkyard,
Collector's
go to
item,
that
man.
bumper, and at least cut
It's
that
actually,
sticker out.
honestly, it's really hard to get off because I was trying to take it off about a month ago because I was sick of people. I didn't want people
rat,
to see
rat
it.
just fell right off.
Rat.
Huey
know.
Lewis.
I
that
think I
much.
have one rat left. I might have an REO Speedwagon. None
But
are
no-
as cool
Well,
as
I don't have a
Huey
new,
Lewis.
Yeah,
I don't
no
have
Huey
a
Lewis.
car yet that I'm
We'll-
driving.
we'll
but
hook you
we
up.
can wait till then. But
No, what I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted is I made a post, and it was a simple post. I didn't have a lot of details, but I wanted to let people know that, hey, we're not doing a show. And I went back and forth with E. I was like, dude, I can't just say, like, it's crazy. We're not doing, like,
I mean, I
we've
disagree
missed
with that,
enough
but-
shows. And so I was like, please, E, can I just say you got into an accident? We'll give you details later, blah. And finally you were like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And so I didn't give many details at all, out of respect. And then people started commenting, oh, my God, E, they feel terrible for him. And I'm like, Yeah, he's pretty banged up. It's going to be a rough go. And then E responded to every single fucking comment that people made.
Because I
was
care?
like, E, you're supposed to be banged up in bed, barely able to move right now.
No,
and you're
but
responding to everybody.
The other way of looking at that is I'm sitting there with nothing to do now. My one arm, I can't use my other arm. I can't do anything else. And you know what? I cared that all these people
He's
were
starting
saying
his
stuff.
first
So
showerless day, sitting in front of the TV.
Yeah.
It's all he's got. Plus, it's good for the Facebook algorithm.
I wanted
Brady?
him. I wanted it to be clouded in mystery of maybe he's on a ventilator. Maybe he's in the hospital, in and out of a coma.
Well,
but
that's
no,
not-
he's fucking texting
Let's
everybody
frighten
back.
some people, right?
It's like, well, if you can do that, you can get your ass into work. Let's do a show.
I actually probably would have. Oh, I couldn't have done it on Wednesday, but
That'd have been hilarious.
I know.
Rolls in here. Okay, I'm ready.
You're the one that told me you couldn't go Thursday. Not me. I
yeah,
didn't
you're
say
right.
that.
But there's a difference between that. And okay, you're different than me, though. I guess you want this thing. I wanted to respond to people
I
and
thought
tell
you
them that
milked it a little bit.
I like to respond to people because I felt really nice that they were saying these things about me, and I wanted to let them know. I guess at that point, I wanted to let them know thank you for caring and
And
stuff.
as established, he's tough as nails, man.
He is.
Can't keep
He
him
is.
down.
Let's call him Nails from now on.
I should say,
What up, Nails?
you know, by the way, if you want to hear something funny, we always talk about stuff when this stuff happens. You guys reference the notion of like shoes, like how does things?
We talk shoes a lot, yeah.
How do these things end someplace? And I will
I mean,
say,
when
like,
people get hit by
Oh,
a car.
yeah, they
yeah,
get
yeah,
hit
there's
and-
an errant shoe
yeah,
in
they
the
get
middle
hit
of-
and there's an
yeah,
errant
yeah,
shoe, dude.
yeah.
So my window's down, and dude, no joke, my glasses were flat out in the middle of the intersection.
The ones you're wearing?
Yes.
No one ran
These
them over?
glasses survived.
Like that errant tennis shoe in the
Yes.
middle of the road, your
Yeah.
glasses were there.
Yeah.
How soon was it before you got your senses and wit about you and were able to locate your glasses?
Actually, pretty soon in the end, honestly. I mean, once I got out of the car, I
Once
just
the
walked
jaws
over
of
there.
life took you out.
Yeah, yeah. Once I got out of the car and went over there, they were there. So I was like, "Holy fuck, these things are!" And not only were they there, like I said, but you can see they're literally no different.
Yeah, they
which
didn't go
is-
scuffing
yeah,
along.
Which
They
I
just-
don't even know how that's possible. But
Yeah.
for
I had
sure.
a lot of people that were concerned, and they were texting me. It was like, fucking leave me alone. Go on Facebook. He's responding to everybody. What are you asking me for?
Yeah, it was. You know what? I gotta be honest. Like, I know we joke on this show about tapas, you know, thoughts and prayers and shit or whatever. But when you are in that situation, it is nice, I guess. I was getting a shitload of messages and texts, and you know, I was appreciative of it. It meant a lot to me. So
I
nice,
knew
see.
you would be, and I was glad there was a lot of response and people cared. And they genuinely did. I had a lot of people, family, close friends that were texting me going, I saw your post. I don't know what's going on or what you can say, but is he okay? Is he okay? They were really concerned. And
could've-
so you want to break down really quick what happened, E?
I mean, I don't know. It just happened really fast. Stop sign, stopped, started to go. All of a sudden, someone's kind of on me, and that was kind of it, man. It was just really fast. Like a lot. If you ever hear people talk about accidents, just really fast, man.
That
Yeah.
unmistakable crunch
Yeah.
of metal on metal.
It-
And then
were there
glass
any
flying.
sights and sounds and smells? Did you hear anyone lock up their brakes or hit a horn or?
That's hard to explain, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Not really.
Did you release your bowels?
I did not release my bowels. But it just could have been a lot. Where I'm not going to get.
Can you imagine if he says, "Yeah, I released my bowels"?
Yeah, no, I didn't pee myself, so that's good, I guess. I don't know,
Bladder
dude.
either. Huh?
Yeah, you didn't release your bladder then as well.
So what was the extraction like? Was it Jaws of Life? Was it
No,
crazy?
I had to climb out the other.
Wow,
the other
Jesus.
door.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
You did?
Yeah.
You had to climb out the other door?
Yeah. It was rough, man. I'm just
Did the
gonna-
guy last time you were involved in some sort of mishap on the road? The guy wanted to kick the dog shit.
Oh,
out of you.
yeah.
Remember that at Zott
Yeah.
Ford?
Yeah.
Wasn't it something at Zott Ford like you did a U?
It had nothing to do with Zot Ford, but it.
Were you parking cars or something?
No, God, I was going home from work.
From Zott Ford.
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't describe. that
I
as
just
having to do
remember
with-
Zott
yeah,
Ford. Like okay. But didn't that guy want to beat the dog shit out of you?
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, Howard the Walmart greeter was there getting a truck
Yes, and-
that night, and he like saved Jesus' life.
No, he did not save my
He's
life.
like,
What do you-
whoa, everybody calm down.
He did.
Well, yeah,
I
but
didn't
he-
know he was a hero like that. You're
Absolutely.
going
You
to
could also
dispute that?
argue that he's the reason I was in the accident because I
You had to wait
stayed
around?
an extra hour and a half because he was driving from Jackson or whatever.
Well-
to work. So like I could have been home already.
God
so-
damn you, Howard.
So it was Howard's fault you got in the last accident.
Right.
fault?
Did this guy want to kick the shit out of you, or did he
No,
want to fight with you?
it was very just everyone just happy that everything no one was hurt more than they could have for sure. So
Yeah.
I could have. I don't want to. I could have been. I'm very lucky. This sucks, but I'm very lucky sitting here. I feel happy that it wasn't worse than it was.
So you get the Malibu towed. What happens?
Yeah, that
then?
gets towed away.
Yeah?
and
There's
I'm
done
working on
now.
a new
You
one.
Get all
now.
your stuff out of it.
Yeah.
Did you go through with a big bag?
Yeah,
and
that was
trash
fucking
bag
weird
and
as
put
shit,
everything
man.
in?
Anything in there that you were like, oh shit, I've been looking for this for 6 years. I didn't know this was in here.
No.
Get shooken out from under the seats upon impact.
Something
I've actually
rattled
done a
out.
better job this last. I'd done a better job this last year keeping it clean. I mean, it's still for me clean. I don't mean clean, but like for me. No, but that was weird. You know, that whole experience
Yeah.
of going through there. I mean, it's definitely different than like if you're just selling a car to me because it's like you're
Yeah,
at the
very
impound
sudden.
lot and
She was a good car.
she was
Yeah,
a good
she
car.
did. She did right by you. How many miles? 230?
215.
Wow.
So
215,000,
I was
yeah.
already looking to buy a new one anyway.
But
so.
she had more left to give, you know?
She did.
That's the
It
tragedy.
was taken away early, and it's sad to see life ended so prematurely. But you know, she did. She
was a
serve
good
you well.
car.
Yeah. No, I honestly, E, I'm glad you're okay. Any accident like that, when you get hit in the driver's door, can be an instant death situation. I mean, it just can. I was in a situation. Remember when I had Merck's car, that powder blue piece of shit Escort?
Yeah.
That my dad bought off Merck for
Mercury
like,
Lynx.
Yes, it was a Mercury Lynx for like $500. It was the one where it was like the video game where you turn the wheel hard to the right and it would send the black smoke cloud out, and it would just, I mean,
Like Spy Hunter.
like Spy Hunter. It would smoke the freeway. Like people,
Yeah.
you'd see lights come on,
Yeah.
people like backing off, like, oh fuck, it was that bad.
It looked like an old style Escort kind of thing.
but it was
Mercury
doper
Lynx.
because it was a Lynx, and Lynx are more
okay.
expensive.
Sure.
Yeah. And so I was leaving Gene's Hardware very shortly after I got. I've told this story, I'm sure. But it was when like we got a really big snowfall, and remember when they would plow Gene's Hardware's lot, and they would just pile up the snow like
Couldn't see dick.
20 feet high, you know, so just so you could get through the exit onto
12 Mile.
12
and that
Mile.
was before they leveled that hill on 12 Mile.
Right.
That hill was bad. I mean,
was a murderer.
You know, you were a number. You were a statistic, dude.
Yeah.
That's why they ended up doing that. Too many people were hurt.
And I remember pulling up, and it was like just even getting traction to move the car in snow, the car like that. And I'm pulling up, and it's not the light. It's literally pulling out of Gene's Hardware before that hill. And the snow is piled up forever. And so I'm looking past the pile of snow at cars coming. I'm like, okay, there's a truck there. I'm clear after that, but I need momentum to get the fuck out of this lot. Otherwise, I'm just going to be spinning wheels. Truck goes by, and I'm like, I just hit it, pull out. There's a small car, Capri or something, hits me full force, no warning, going 45 miles an hour,
man.
right in the driver's door. Had this been a truck, I'm dead instantly. Like they would have killed me. But it happened that the car was so low to the ground that it went underneath and destroyed the frame of the Escort and like pushed me up and into like the passenger seat. And I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. Fucking creamed the car.
Wow.
But, you know, had it been any other style of car, I probably would have been dead
Mm.
instantly. Yeah. So, yeah, E, it's scary. I know what that's like when you think you're clear, or it looks
Game of inches, man.
You know, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, someone's on you, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yep, for sure. So
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. Bumped up thing. This should only be about 4 to 6 weeks, hopefully. And
Tough as fucking
Nails.
nails.
We got
over there.
nails over here. This might be good news in the end, E. You know, you get some sympathy. You get a new car. You lose the Huey Lewis bumper sticker
I
that you
actually gotta
despise so
say,
much. Your girl?
it has helped.
Oh, wow.
I think
Is you getting sympathy?
we've gotten a little closer because of it. So.
She almost lost you. E.
I know.
She almost lost
it
her
actually,
true
actually
love.
has helped with my girl situation.
This is great news. This is great news. You got into a car accident, E.
Yeah,
it
she's,
really
you know,
is.
she's feeling bad for me and stuff. So you know, I could always use a little bit of that.
I love
with
it.
with the ladies.
Hey everybody, The Blind Biz is the
Ladies.
place for blinds, shutters, and all types of shades. They service a wide area of Michigan, and listener Rich offers free consultation, shop-at-home appointments, and free installation. Rich started The Blind Biz in 2002, and he handles all aspects of the business, from call to consultation to installation. TheBlindBiz.com is the website. Mention TDC, and Rich will honor 20% off of your blinds purchases over $399 with some exclusions.
I got to tell you, Rich is kind of a badass dude.
Well, he put all these in, these
Well-
lovely blinds.
I had no idea what a sexy voice this man had. He came in Friday to record a commercial.
Like butter.
He could have been one take Rich. He's a pro, so he wanted to do a couple. I didn't feel that one. But dude, he was in and out of here in no time. And wait till you hear the sultriness in his
Is that
voice.
right?
I mean, just powerful, radio ready.
Deep, melodic,
I go, do you have your notes? He's like,
points to his head.
practiced and memorized what he
Wow,
wanted to say.
Rich.
Yeah,
Well done, Rich.
Yeah. He at one point, just to be perfect, went to his notes that he had on his phone, But yeah, you're gonna be impressed, man. I was like, damn,
Can't wait to hear
this
it.
guy's good shit. He's good shit, man.
Can't wait to hear the Blind Biz commercial.
You're gonna be impressed. You're gonna be impressed. He references E's accident.
Oh, really?
It's
Wow,
timely.
it's up to date.
It's timely. There's a lot of subtle references in there. Yeah, you guys are gonna like it. Wanted to mention before we get to some news, Robert Kelly, Bobby Kelly.
Bobby?
You know what, dude? Who does a great podcast called You Know What, Dude? Is coming to town, Haddon's Comedy Club in Windsor. 2 shows only, Friday, September 27th, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Tickets at hahahaddons.com or calling 519-564-0787 or go to robertkellylive.com. He's been a guest on our show before. He's agreed to come in studio, but day of show, which is not a show day. So he'll be in Friday, September 27th. We'll air that on Sunday. But we're going to mention if you want to go to the show and get tickets, you can do that now, right up until the show. And it's a great show. Ian and I went last time. He was in town and really enjoyed him. He's very, very funny. Was roommates with Bill Burr, Louis C.K., that whole Boston, New York crew. So very good stuff.
Now I got you.
Now I gotcha. Antonio Brown, the news just keeps getting better and better for him.
This guy, man, what a few weeks,
Dude,
huh?
is this just like too many hits to the head? And because it's starting to seem like
It's odd.
it's way odd, right? For a guy, going into his 8th year or 7th year in the league.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people in Pittsburgh will tell you, oh, yeah, this guy's been a crank the whole time, but I don't remember hearing like he was this high maintenance and shit until he went to the Raiders.
The last year in Pittsburgh, that was the word. That, fuck this guy. But think about that team. Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown,
Le'Veon Bell. All gone.
All gone.
A year ago, yeah, they had those three.
They could have been special. It's too bad if you're a Steelers fan, but this guy, yeah, now cut from the Patriots, and he's announced he's done playing for the NFL. Sure he is. Hits out at former owner, or his former team owner, Robert Kraft. Good move.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you thinking, dude? I just don't get it. These guys it's like Robert Kraft didn't do anything wrong here. You did, moron.
Yeah, they pick him up, and they had, what, a $5 million out, right? If they would have had him on the roster this Monday, they would have had to pay him like $5 million bonus. So they looked at it, and they're like, okay, he just got accused of threatening some artist chick, threatening her kids. This is getting wacko.
And that happened on the Patriots watch.
Mm-hmm.
That was the big difference. Like, all the sideshow shit that had happened before, he wasn't technically on the Patriots, and so it was like, we'll bring him into this organization where everything runs well, and...
Well, they brought him in before even that civil suit was announced. That civil suit, I think, was filed after the Patriots picked him up, which was the personal trainer who said that he sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
So then the Patriots have to be going, oh, fuck, all right, let's
know
keep our
about it,
eye on
but-
this. We didn't know about it. And then the threatening texts come out about this artist, and... yeah, they don't play that game.
And that happens while he's technically with their team. And so at that point, it's like, fuck this. And you can see it in the press conference. Like, is anyone more uncomfortable in a press conference than Bill Belichick? He doesn't want to say shit. He doesn't give a fuck what you think. He doesn't want to talk about injuries. He wants the game, what we did well, what we need to improve. And that's it. He doesn't care about the circus atmosphere that is the NFL. And when 30 out of 35 questions about Antonio Brown, you can see on his face, he's like, I don't need this guy.
Yeah.
And I don't need this hassle on my team. So, yeah, he tweeted over the weekend that he was fired by the New England Patriots. Will not be playing in the NFL anymore. These owners can cancel deals, do whatever they want at any time. We will see if the NHLPA hold them accountable. He doesn't use periods, which makes it really, really hard.
Yeah, it is hard to decipher.
I put him in there for him to break that up, and I do the best I can. But it's really weird to see a human, adult not use periods to break up sentences. It just is. Sad they can just void guarantees anytime. Going on 40 mil.
Contract, right? I mean, did you read the contract, Antonio?
probably
I don't
did.
imagine you didn't.
Yeah. When he's going on 40 million, 2 months. We'll see if they pay up. Yeah, but those are very detailed. Like, they will pay up. They always do.
He has a really good agent.
Yeah. Drew Rosenhaus,
Yeah.
the best in the league. Kraft got caught in the parlor. AB speculations, fired. Different strokes, different folks, clearly. He continued his Twitter storm, adamant about his innocence, claiming the allegations made against him by 2 women are pure speculation. Conjecture as well? Would conjecture be involved in
Yeah,
that, Jay?
absolutely.
and sharing stories of other NFL stars accused of sexual assault. Good move. Figured that, well, they did it to her. Bronco star Shannon Sharp was accused of sexual assault. He stepped aside from his analyst gig at CBS Sports. Then he pointed to Ben Roethlisberger, his former teammate, who was investigated in 2010 for sexual assault 2 years after he raped another woman. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus, posted Brown was talking with a few teams that are interested, but wouldn't likely sign him until the NFL investigation is completed. Interested teams wanted information regarding his legal situation. Until the investigation is resolved, a deal for the free agent wide receiver is not likely to happen. Saturday, Brown touched down in Miami. Of course, he's going on Instagram. He's got to go on Insta and show himself in his private jet with a Louis Vuitton bag, leaning on a Rolls Royce at the airport. It's like, dude.
Yeah, this guy, to me, again, I'm not a huge tackle ball fan, so in my mind, he just blasted on the scene kind of in the last month.
Yeah.
With the Raiders and the helmet thing and the
That's
and
why I bring up the concussion
cryogenic thing.
shit. Like,
yeah, that's plausible to me because I didn't hear any of this weirdo stuff from him before. Wide receivers are known to be out there and want attention, and obviously, Odell Beckham with the watch and all that shit. There's dumb shit that goes on all the time, but this guy, I'm not going to say it's out of character, but maybe.
I think he was quiet and modest and then got more money. And these guys tend, for whatever reason, mostly the wide receivers. It is kind of a weird thing with wide receivers in this league where
they play with a chip on their shoulder, you know?
Well, they do that, but then they also get like really fucking, they think they're hot shit, you know? Like, throw me the damn ball. I'm the guy that can win. It's like, no, dude, you're on a team. You haven't figured out yet how this game works. And so, kind of to your point earlier, Jay, the Patriots had to make a decision like, okay, if we don't cut him loose, we're on the hook come Monday for $5 million large.
We could just pay him the $150,000 for the one game he played.
Yep.
Go our
See you
separate
later.
ways.
Sorry it didn't work out. You're welcome to come to our Super Bowl party at the end of the year. Because what was going to happen is he was going to go on the commissioner's exempt list. Like they would have put him on that list.
Well, not only that, but more shit is going to come out from other women, you know?
Yeah, probably.
You know, as the civil suit proceeds, there's going to be whether it's true or not, there's going to be other people come out of the woodwork. Would have been a distraction.
Well, if you're the Patriots, think about the position they're in. Had he been put on the commissioner's exempt list, which happens a lot, it doesn't mean you're suspended. It means we're looking into this. It means you're still paid, though. Team would have been liable for $1 million base salary and $9 million in bonus, and possibly more. He would not have been able to play or even practice, but have technically still been employed at the Patriots' expense. They're required in Brown's contract to pay him $5 million of bonus by Monday, September 23rd, and the remaining $4 million, Jan 15.
Good move, man. Seriously, good move.
Yeah, it's unclear if the Patriots will challenge paying that bonus. If they did, Brown obviously will file a grievance. So what do you think? Do you think that they'll get out of that, right? The Patriots.
Would seem, yeah.
I heard there were people inside the Patriots camp today going, oh, even if a judgment goes against them because of his tweet about Robert Kraft at the parlor, he's never writing that fucking check.
Yeah.
That check will never get written to Antonio Brown. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, that burned a bridge.
Yeah. So just hours before his release Friday, these text message threats were revealed that he apparently made against a second woman who accused him of misconduct. I read these. I don't
They
know.
weren't like overtly threatening, but all the headlines, oh my God, he threatens this woman.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. I mean, putting this chick's kids on there. But I think it could be read, tell the story, because I think it can be read a different way.
I don't know what the crux of or the beginning of this is. So she has these messages. Like, I'm in a group text
A group text.
with Antonio
This just
Brown.
happened this past week. This isn't dredged up from
Wednesday.
3 months ago. Yeah,
Right? He's been on the team a couple days.
correct.
Really sad you would make up bullshit story to the world. Thought you had more integrity and respect for yourself. Must be really hard times for you to make up some stuff for money. Super sad.
All right, so this relates to he hires this chick to paint a mural in his bedroom.
Right.
You can only picture.
Why wouldn't you? Of course you
what
would.
this would be like.
Yeah.
Him catching a touchdown or some shit on his bedroom wall.
How about him as what's the half horse, half man? Could you see him?
Centaur?
Sure. A centaur.
Or him
Centaur
just
pose?
standing there, George Washington position, cock and balls hanging.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, yeah.
Can you, you could do that, like, right? If you hired an artist, it wouldn't be sexual harassment if you up front if you're saying I want a nude.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Dude, I'd have to
Agreeing on
these,
what-
I can't believe some of these guys, you think about it, then why don't some of these guys who just have so many nude, just commission so many nudes of themselves and hoping that the girls eventually
Well-
like, oh, damn, look at that dick.
If you're going
It's
to
probably a
commission,
play.
I mean, why? Because it's a way of showing you, it's a way of saying, look at my dick without having it be technically like you told him ahead of time. This is what it's going to be, a nude drawing.
let's assume it's tasteful. Maybe he's got a ball.
Why would
out
you
of a
assume
short or
that?
something. I wouldn't, but
Yeah.
but for argument's
yeah,
sake,
Yeah.
have you ever commissioned a portrait of yourself?
Not in a while, man.
Yeah. I mean, is there a standard? Like, you can't commission an 8.5 by 11
No,
portrait
no,
of
no,
yourself,
no,
right?
no.
Like
How big this guy's bedroom? What do you think it is?
2,000 square
1,500
foot.
square feet? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a big wall, you know?
So do you think like 8.5 by 11 foot?
Yes.
It's got to be. If you're going to commission a painting of yourself,
Yes.
it's got to be.
Of course.
It's a
at
statement
least.
piece.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But,
This
but
is-
he commissions this, and apparently she doesn't finish because
Yeah.
there's some dispute on payment, maybe?
Probably,
Or-
which
okay.
seems common
Yeah.
in his world. Very Aretha Franklin
Yes.
like.
Yeah. And so then they're on this group text where he's bitching at her, and that's the one you just read. Like, I can't believe this.
He keeps talking about how super broke she is. Like, I get it, dude. She's an artist. Yeah, most artists are fucking broke. You know, that comes with the territory. He's like,
That's the phrase, broke artist.
exactly. This is the girl who unfinished my painting in my room.
Unfinished.
Unfinished
Painting.
in my super broke girl with a lot of kids. Such a shame. This, and then he writes again. This is her in text. This is her in text. Eric B. Let's look, LOK. Let's look up her background history, see how broke this girl is. She basically cried for opportunities. I let paint my room, couldn't finish. I flew out. Now to hear this is so sad. And then Eric B, like a true teammate soldier. Yes, sir. We'll do that, sir.
Checked out her Instagram, and
Yeah.
here it is.
Yeah, we'll dox her good and proper. Yeah, send me your info, bro. And then Antonio says, those are kids. And Instagram Eric, she's awfully broke, clearly. What, they're not wearing Louis Vuitton? They don't have Louis
Yeah,
Vuitton
yeah.
purses or something?
So the big uproar is that he, connected her kids to this text string. Like, you owe me money, and look, I looked up your kids. In reality,
what the-
that's what the
Okay.
threat is. You put kids out there. You should never be posting about my kids. Is the threat alleged?
Yeah.
I think it's just he's goofing on her. Look how broke
Yeah.
this bitch is. She's got
5 kids and
different
shit.
kids, probably by 6 different dudes.
Yeah. And the last
Yes,
one
it's possibly.
is the last one comes from this Eric B guy, not Eric B and Rakim.
Rakim, just
yeah,
Eric B.
Eric B. According to that post, she was going for Meek Mill, his rally. I can reach out to his team tomorrow and see if anyone knows her. She sounds like a celebrity groupie. So Meek Mill, the receiver from Kansas City, right? I believe.
I guess.
And so she was supposed to show up at his rally, and this chick, for her part, she's like, look, I got a lawyer, and I just want him to leave me the fuck alone. I don't want him bothering me with his shit. Lisa Banks is the lawyer representing her. They sent a letter to the NFL asking them to intervene, just help us out. The NFL and the Patriots clearly took our client's concerns seriously. She wanted the threats and intimidation to stop. We hope that'll be the case. She's not suing for monetary damages or anything. But Antonio's learning right now what it's like to just think you can get away with anything, do whatever you want, threaten, use your resources to fuck with people. You
And
know?
this would be a blip. I mean, this wouldn't even be a story had there not been the shit in front of it.
Oh.
This is just another thing where they can pile on and they can go,
Yeah.
oh, look how crazy this guy is. That is not an overt threat. And I think the dude was just, let's goof on this chick. Let's pull up all her kids and rip on how broke and scummy she is.
Yeah, I'm better off than her, so fuck her. Let's make fun of her.
Yeah.
And she obviously didn't take it as a threat. She just wanted to stop. Tell this guy to fuck. Does she not know what block is? Can she not just block this dude's number?
Well, she wants
Seems
her
like-
money, though.
Yeah, she wants her money. That's the whole thing.
She didn't finish the commission painting. I
It was
mean,
an
finish
unfinished
the work.
Unfinished the painting.
If I go to a restaurant, cook the food, I eat it. When I'm finished, I'll pay you. You haven't finished the food yet.
Well, he
girl
was
who
sexually
won't finish my
harassing. He
painting.
was sexually harassing her, so she left. Right?
Hey, speaking of money, how much money will you need in retirement? Are you sure you won't outlive your money? Having a plan today means you can adjust as your life changes. Retirement doesn't have to be a mystery. Contact our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial today to learn the answer to one of the most important questions of your retirement. Call today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Did you guys happen to see the the article that was released on Calvin Johnson and his SI?
did.
interview.
Yeah.
What'd you think? What do you think of Calvin Johnson? Obviously, fan of Megatron when he was here, and
I mean,
right?
yeah.
Right?
I don't love him. I don't hate him. I don't know. I feel like he never super endeared himself to Detroit. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm not connected with the dude emotionally at all because that's when I ducked out of the Lions big time. So I just fine.
Yeah.
But the whole complaint is this payback of a signing bonus.
Which he doesn't care about.
He doesn't care about it at all.
Doesn't care at all.
No
Fine
hard
with it.
feelings.
None.
But I won't step
Won't
foot.
step foot in the goddamn building. I
Until
won't
they
even wear
pay
a
me.
Lions jersey.
Do we need him stepping foot in the building? He didn't win a championship. Who
I
cares?
know, he put up really good numbers, right?
Oh, for a few years.
It's a weird thing. Like, I feel like we should love Calvin Johnson here. But the fact is, he's paying for 50 years of ineptitude. Like any of these current Lions, no matter what they do, win a goddamn playoff game, do something. Otherwise, you're just more part of the story of teams that didn't get shit done. No matter how gaudy your stats are.
Yeah, but I mean, it's whatever. It's,
And these quiet superstars, it's weird. You know, he's the biggest receiver in the league, doesn't talk much, doesn't get in trouble. Barry Sanders the same
Doesn't
way.
threaten painters.
No. He didn't need the money. He made so much that he doesn't even know the exact amount the Lions made him repay when he retired. 1.6 something. 1.6 million. The Lions didn't need it either. And that's his whole bitch, you know? That's his point.
You know, I know a lot of people love to just jump to the player's defense all the time and fuck the Lions and all that, but dude, you're paid a signing bonus to play a certain amount of time. If you don't play that time, it's very reasonable that you would have to pay that back.
How long's he been gone now? Right?
years, 6
Long
years.
time. That bonus was through the 2019 current season.
Yeah.
To put in perspective, like
Yeah.
the years he's been gone,
How long has he
all
been gone?
those
He
years, that bonus, that massive signing bonus of tens of millions of dollars was for his services through 2019, which
Yeah.
is the current season. You know, for him to, it seems like, dude, like I get it. There are certain franchises that go, hey, Andrew Luck, you did a lot for us. We don't need the 20 mil, keep it,
I
whatever.
thought that was
But-
your
like
stance
15,
with
man.
respect to Calvin. I thought last time we talked about it, you were like, just fucking throw it in because there is the PR smack,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
But my thing is, dude, if you step back and think about it, again, everybody hates the Lions. I get it. Everybody hates the organization.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're in the wrong here. I don't see why they should have to pay for services that they didn't receive.
I don't think they're in the wrong. I think that it's not enough money to warrant the negative press. And it possibly affects future players with your franchise coming and going.
That's an
"You know what?
argument, yeah.
I don't know that I want to go to this team that, like, if your choice was the Colts or the Lions
Yeah.
right now, you go, Barry Sanders, arguably the greatest running back to ever set foot on a football field, and they asked him for $1 million back. Calvin Johnson, the best receiver in the history of that franchise, they hit him up for his signing bonus. And the Colts, Andrew Luck, let him walk with 25 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for what you did for this football team, for this community. You know,
Yeah. Savvy PR.
yeah. So the Lions, he says at this point, you may see a squabble between a millionaire employee and a billion-dollar business. Johnson sees confirmation he played for a backward organization. Detroit's asking for the money back wasn't no killer, but at the end of the day, you don't do that to your best players. He does not sound angry. No. His ego has not been pricked. He is not out for
talked about this
revenge.
for 4 years. What do you mean? Yeah, he's definitely not angry.
Yeah.
though.
He isn't trying to get the money back. I don't care. I really don't. If they don't pay back the bonus, great.
However,
If they do, I put some money in my pocket. Either way, I ain't tripping. He sees clearly, speaks plainly. He won't step foot in anything Lions related, though, until he gets his money back. But he isn't bitter. It's not bitter at all.
Oh, so when they have the reunion for his playoff victory, he won't be there? You know what I mean? Like,
was
who cares?
shoddy.
wowie.
Who gives a shit?
Cheap shot. He is sure he suffered at least 9 concussions in the NFL, one for every season.
That's the most interesting piece of the story, I think. Like an
Yeah.
acknowledgement that every season he played, he had at least one concussion.
And then he calls
That's
it
insane, man.
Super conservative estimate.
Yeah.
It's not why he retired, though. If the team had been better, he probably would have kept playing, but he's glad he left. He smoked pot after every game to heal. He wades through memorabilia room in his Birmingham, Michigan home, which I think is cool. He still lives in Michigan, still
didn't know
lives
that.
here. Yeah. He's got a non-mansion in Birmingham. He doesn't know what's in his memorabilia room. He knows his Biletnikoff Trophy, which he won at Georgia Tech, which is for the top receiver in college football, is down in Atlanta. He's got like a grown kid that lives there. This stuff is just here, remnants of his first job. He excelled at that job, but his employer kept failing. The Lions did not win a playoff game in his 9 years. Their ineptitude was comical. One coach hired his son-in-law to be defensive coordinator. A general manager decided on draft night to use a first-round pick on a player he didn't even want. The front office and coaching staff were rarely aligned. In his second year, John Kitna said, "Well, take it away, Calvin." He left the meeting room one day, and he told the coaches and the whole team that we're not going to win a single game if we go into the season with this system. Somebody should have listened. We were 0-16 that year.
4-0 at preseason, though.
4-0
Let's not
preseason.
discount that.
Yep.
4-0 preseason.
You can't throw that away. That's true. Plenty of guys on the team said, "I don't know if I want to play football anymore." Imagine that, going 0-16 in the NFL and being like, "Yeah, I don't know if I want to do this." Johnson was young. He's in his second year. He believed. His next position coach, Sean Jefferson, great Seahawks receiver, I believe, in the 90s.
I thought
late
he was
80s, 90s.
Houston Oilers, but maybe you're right.
Maybe both. Asked if he wanted to be truly great. Sean Jefferson does. And Johnson said, yeah. And so Johnson coached the hell out of him. He calls Jefferson the best receivers coach I've seen in the league. In 2012, Jefferson helped Johnson break Jerry Rice's single season receiving yards record with 1,964. That offseason, Jim Schwartz decided not to renew Jefferson's contract. And so he's gone. Did he question the commitment to winning? Of course. And I say it more confidently after I left and saw the way other teams operated. He became the ideal NFL player in the least ideal environment. But he paid for it. The year he broke Rice's record, he injured his foot and ankle, both knees. One finger was bent at a 90-degree angle. He says the staff told him to get it fixed after he retired.
90 degrees.
I remember that. I remember that being
Well,
finger being a big
In
deal.
the SI, he holds his hands up, and one of them's like fucking. There's a few of them that are all bent up. When I got to league, there was a lot of opioid abuse. You really could go into the training room and get whatever you wanted. I get Vicks, OxyContin. It was all too available. I used Percocet and stuff like that, and I did not like the way it made me feel. My preferred choice, cannabis. He got used to the concussions. Bam, hit the ground real hard, and you see their heads smack. I'm seeing stars. I can't see straight, but I know in a couple of minutes I'm going to be fine because I've done that plenty of times before. In 2012, he told reporters he suffered one against the Vikings. The Lions said and maintain that he passed their protocol, the concussion protocol, and Johnson later apologized. Yeah, I misused the terms nerve damage and concussion. He says now, I knew I was concussed because I blacked out. I wasn't seeing straight, and they wanted me to change my story.
There's the finger.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's what it takes to catch a fastball from, a Matt Stafford.
Gross.
Yeah. Gross. When he retired, just 30 years old, did he leave too early or too late? In 2012, he signed a $132 million extension, $60 million guaranteed, promising his services through 2019. Detroit had a right to ask for a portion of his signing bonus back, and Johnson paid it, but NFL contracts are not like normal contracts. Players get traded, shipped across the country, they get released. If the Lions had dealt Johnson, they would have had to eat the signing bonus. If he had said he was retiring for medical reasons, there's a good chance he would have been paid. He did take note when Andrew Luck was offered to keep the money. $32 million signing bonus. Indianapolis may have done that partly in hope that Luck returned someday because he's only 29 or some shit. But that team's ownership also seems to understand that Luck played as long as he could bring himself to play. Would he have played longer if the Lions won more? I think there's a very strong possibility. And then they talk about, He does say, I was a beast during this time. I was hands down the best receiver in the game. I can't imagine Calvin saying that about himself. You think he goes into the hall?
I guess. I think it's a lot easier to get in the hall than for
Baseball, yeah.
football than baseball.
See, I think
I don't
if
know.
you
dude.
have
I
to
don't
go,
know the game that well.
to me, like the Hall of Fame, if you have to go, well, I gotta think about it. Like if you even have to think about it,
I'm only thinking because I just don't know.
yeah. I mean, he put up huge numbers. He's 30th all time in receiving yards or something. He has told current Lions coach Matt Patricia he will work with Detroit's receivers, but not at the team's practice facility. Not stepping foot in that building. He has friends in the organization, Matt Stafford, obviously. I wouldn't necessarily say I cheer for the Lions. I cheer for the players. Sorry. Travis, you're going through the same thing, aren't you? You feeling it, the allergies around here? He abandoned his dreams early, he says, Super Bowl ring, all-times records, perhaps the Hall of Fame. If he makes the Hall, cool. If not, that's fine too. I don't expect to get on the first ballot, but I do expect to get in eventually. I got 11,000 yards. 86.1 yards per game, ranks first all time. So that'll probably get him in. He lives in a beautiful, tastefully appointed non-mansion in Birmingham, short walk from a lake. He invests in real estates. He's got a foundation that awards scholarships for student athletes in Atlanta and Detroit. And he does locker room consulting, and then he's got this weed business that he's doing.
Here's another little known fact about Calvin Johnson. Before moving to Birmingham, he lived in Paul's condo complex.
Excuse me?
Paul used to get.
You're kidding.
He used to get Calvin's mail when Calvin was out of town.
Excuse me? Like for him?
Yes.
Like Calvin would say, Paul, I'm going to be out of town for a few days. Can you collect my mail?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Paul
awful.
also smoothed things over when Dante Culpepper wasn't putting his garage door down all day.
Excuse me?
Yeah. You know, those condo complexes.
Yeah.
Homeowner association.
Oh, remember we watched that thing
So
the
wait.
other day about cars parking in the garage.
Yeah.
So.
That was in California. What was the shenanigans that
Dante would leave his garage up. I know, right?
Well, obviously, why wouldn't you? If you want people to steal your shit, you leave it up. So what? He'd go to work and leave his garage door open?
Or he'd be home and he'd leave it up. Not supposed to leave it up, man. It's got to be down. Got to be down.
And it bugged
Wait a minute.
Calvin
Dude,
Johnson.
No, it didn't bug Calvin
Oh.
Johnson. It bugged the homeowners association. Listen, when you live in an old folks condo association, anybody out there who's done this
They have
knows.
nothing else to do.
Got nothing else to do, man. It's just like Seinfeld.
Hold on.
Seinfeld's parents,
Yeah.
they're all over the rules. Queen Bee
I don't
is
like
out.
this.
What?
I'm with Dante Culpepper on this one. And I would think the homeowners association would be as well. Like,
They don't care who you are. Nobody's above the law.
I understand that, but what you've done, if Dante Culpepper, 15-year NFL quarterback, leaves his garage door open, that's you've set a pile of shit and you've attracted flies. No one's going to be fucking with Paul's closed garage situation when Dante Culpepper is essentially
That's not the way they
invited them
think,
in.
man. The way they think is the rule broken? If yes, they must be punished. It must be stopped. I'm not saying Paul was the fun governor here. I'm saying the homeowners association.
No, I
He just
got it.
stepped in
I
as
got
a
it.
media.
Yeah, Paul tried to be a liaison
Mediator, right.
between
Yeah.
the players and the association.
Was he successful? Did Paul stand up for the players?
You're kidding.
Yes,
What?
he did.
He did?
Yeah.
What do you,
But he
do you remember what his
legit-
base argument was?
I think he went to Dante and was like, look, Dante, you just got to close the door.
I
Just
don't
do
think you're that good.
just do your best. Dante's like, all right.
Did he have a garage door opener? Because that's key in this.
Yes, of
if
course.
If he had to pull it down himself,
No. It's in Northville.
can you?
Think
I have
anybody's
so
pulling
many
down a
follow-
garage door in Northville?
I have so many follow-up questions. Can you please ask Paul next time we talk to him? What if there's a situation where I pull in my garage and I'm loading my groceries?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I got an hour before I got to leave again.
It's frowned upon, if not
So
a rule violation.
So I want to sit down. I want to watch Pardon the Interruption.
No, it's got to
and
be
then-
closed
and then
at
I'm gonna
that
leave.
point. No, it's got to be closed. If you're not attending to something in your garage, you got to close it.
I'm wasting batteries at this point. You know?
Hey, you agreed when you moved in. You signed.
I
you
didn't
agreed.
Dude,
You
the
did.
small print bullshit. Nobody
agreed.
reads that stuff. It's not an Apple contract. Christ's sakes.
Hey, insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. Well, that fellow TDC listener, Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services, changed all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage, auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900.
Thank you. Ben Carson, some shit. He's not happy. Defended himself against accusations of being transphobic. I would think Ben Carson would be not huge.
Mildly transphobic?
Yeah, like you. Like in a way, like
no, he might look at them and go, yeah, they're mentally ill. That
I'm a
sort of thing.
neurosurgeon,
Yeah,
tops of my
yeah.
field, and that's a mental issue.
I'm going
more
to
than-
rely on biology here.
Yeah. He made comments during a meeting. How do these guys do any sort of conference or meeting or speaking in front of this group of people without it being filmed? How does that happen? Because we have like accusations from people are like, oh yeah, I took notes. It's like, you tell me Ben Carson was speaking somewhere and there wasn't cameras there? That's weird. He slammed blatant mischaracterizations of his remarks in which he expressed concern about big hairy men looking to use women's bathrooms. Yep, that's a quote.
It's taken out of context.
I was taken out of context, dick lickers. He said it was totally taken out of context. It's a recent meeting with the local staff in San Francisco. I made a reference to the fact that I'd heard from many women's groups about the difficulty they're having with women's shelters because sometimes men would claim, oh, yeah, I'm a chick doing shit. This made many of the women feel unsafe, and one of the groups described a situation to me in which big, hairy men would come in and have to be accepted into the women's shelter, even though it made the women very uncomfortable. My point was that we have to permit policies that take into consideration the rights of everybody, including those women. Our society is in danger when we pick one issue, gender identity, and say it does not matter how it impacts others because this one issue should override every other common sense consideration.
Wow, that's monstrous.
Asshole, monster.
I know, what a fucking bigot.
We must always be vigilant not to override the common sense of our fellow Americans. The remarks were confirmed by 3 different sources present during Carson's visit to the San Francisco HUD office on Tuesday, with each telling the Washington Post they interpreted the message to be an absolute attack on trans women. Carson also blasted that society seems to no longer be able to differentiate between men and women. What year is this? The remarks stunned and upset many of the 50 HUD workers during the meeting, causing one woman to storm out and protest. I believe she got a standing ovation for that. One staffer called Carson saying, transgender people should get the same rights as everyone else, but they don't get to change things for everybody else. He then added that he believes single-sex shelters should be able to turn away transgender people. That was the first time any of us heard him use such derogatory language. One staff member said, he's more tactful when he's talking about Congress, or talking before Congress, whereas this sounded like a slur to me. For him to come to San Francisco and say this, it was unbelievable. People were just shell-shocked. The woman asked him to reconsider his comments, for which he thanked her and then moved on. His overall tone is dismissive and joking about these people, an official speaking, out of anonymity. It's disrespectful of the people we're trying to serve. National Center for Trans Equality. Oh, I wonder what that spokesperson's going to feel like. You think she's going to go, no, Ben's got some points here. If big hairy men are walking into the shitter and the women are uncomfortable, we should at least take into consideration their rights as well.
No.
You don't think Jillian Brandstetter is going to feel that way? She wants him to resign. It's gravely insulting to have the specter of violence from cisgender men used to restrict the rights of trans people who are ordinarily the victims of violence. It's frankly despicable that such a harmful notion would be used by someone charged with facilitating programs meant to help people in need, many of whom are transgender. Representative Jenner Wexton released a statement calling for Carson's resignation. His remarks were revolting. You guys find his remarks revolting? Or trying to... Because I look at it more as like opening a dialogue, like, okay, let's be fair here. Saying you don't have rights. You have same rights as everyone else, but they have rights too, and if they're uncomfortable.
I do not find his comments revolting.
I found Joe Biden's comments revolting. Did you see him?
Yeah.
In an exchange with
did.
the...
LGBTQ.
Yeah, he was talking about that at a forum on Friday. In doing so, once again raised questions about his comportment towards women.
This is the most awkward forum. Did you watch much of this?
I didn't.
The moderator is so awkward.
Is it Liz Lenz?
It's the chick in the yellow. I don't know.
Yeah, Liz Lenz. Biden spoke with Liz Lenz, a columnist for the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Huge name, reporter. And worked to remind voters of his allyship. Like, I'm all about you guys. That's what he knows. Those votes are really, they're floating, and he needs them. He reminded the room that he publicly supported it before Obama did. I didn't have to evolve. I mean, Obama was like, yeah, I had to evolve over the years.
Gay marriage.
Gay marriage, yeah. I thought it was, I thought marriage was between a man and a woman. What an asshole I am. And so he evolved over time.
But not Joe Biden.
No, Joe Biden was always like, homos need to be fucking married, blah, blah, blah.
Since the time he entered Congress in 1973.
Do we have Biden's comments about inmates?
You know what? Kinda. I don't
What do you
have
mean,
the. I don't.
kinda?
Well, I don't
41.
have the time. I know. I don't have the. Oh, 41 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize you had the times.
Hell yeah.
41 exactly. Is this.
Okay.
Not a second before, not a second later.
Okay.
I
Look
don't
at
want to
that.
hear it.
Look at him. He's serious.
Let's see
I
if
mean,
he can get
business.
41 minutes. Ah, right there.
Right there.
57's pretty good.
Good enough.
Alone on the street, so many of them. And so, yes, and by the way, in prison, the determination should be that your sexual identity is defined by what you say it is, not what, in fact, the prison says it is.
Yeah.
And in that case, you should be entitled also to OGBYN. Anyway,
OBGYN.
That's that question, but you're not likely to either, I guess.
Well, if that's true,
I will say the increased incarceration rates thing was fact-checked, I believe, on PolitiFact. So it did increase incarceration.
No, it didn't, but go ahead.
All right.
It was not in a crime.
Well, then I guess that
So
goes-
it was in a crime.
He is so uncomfortable with the new rules, isn't he?
Oh,
He's
as
just
he
sitting there
should
like,
be.
I can't believe how much the world has changed since I entered Congress in 1973.
I mean, he used to be able to slap chicks on the ass.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Just
Like
kinda
5 years ago.
Right, right.
Like 2 years, like a month ago. Yeah, in prison, the determination should be that your sexual ID is defined by what you say it is, not what in fact the prison
And then they
says it
should
is.
get OBGYN.
Yeah.
So what, they're looking in the guy's butthole or what?
Yeah, they're giving
Like,
ladies.
Look out, balls. I got to look in the butthole. We got to play this game. I'm going to
Well,
get my vaginal speculum out and put it in your butthole.
Yeah,
That
sure.
just goes to say what you guys said I should do. You know, if I were to go to jail,
100%.
say
Yes.
I identify as a female.
You're a fucking moron.
Right.
You're gonna go to male jail.
Right.
You're gonna go to male
Pound me in the
prison.
ass prison?
Dude,
Right.
I will absolutely identify as a fucking. If I get busted for something and I have to do serious time, I am identifying as
I'm
a
a
woman.
female.
100%. I'm not even kidding.
Right.
Guys, you may want to rethink this. We received an email from our resident corrections officer, Jim,
Yeah.
about female inmates. You want to hear this right now? He says,
Better than males.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Jim writes in, regarding your discussion of Lori Laughlin, I think he meant Felicity, what's her name, Huffman, and female
Yeah.
prisoners. You'll have lots of questions. First, they are serious about the beds being made by a certain time. If you
I can do
violate the
that.
rules, you get disciplinary tickets until you comply. Catching tickets means loss of privileges like yard, phone calls, visits, etc. Yard is going outside.
Yeah.
Right.
for
Well, she's
the
only
leg.
there 2 weeks, so I think she can get a few tickets.
Your stay can be extended for lots of tickets. Jay's right. It is to teach discipline and structure. They are serious about toilet paper. You only get so many rolls. If you need more, you'll have to trade for it. Good luck. All forms of combustibles are regulated to try to keep the prisoners from burning the prison down. They light fires by sticking pieces of metal or bits of wire into light sockets and holding paper between the exposed ends. Female prisoners are the worst. The most hardened male prisoners in the Michigan Department of Corrections want nothing to do with female prisoners because they are crazy in a way that defies description. Picture
can
the
take 'em.
worst behavior you have ever experienced from a female in your life and add the effects of street drugs, alcohol abuse, and incarceration in the mix, and you will have some idea of what I'm talking about. Their mastery of manipulation makes the men look like rookies. This actress chick, if she's going to go into General Pop, she will be some Bull Dykes bitch before the end of the first day. It'll be the worst thing that has ever happened to her. I can't wait. You're going to end up a Bull Dykes bitch.
It's better than being butt fucked in the shower, E.
I know,
Isn't
I
your
think-
goal to go through life not being butt fucked
I think
against
that's-
your will?
Yeah, that's the thing. He says that, but still, I mean, still they're probably not going to. They don't. It doesn't do any benefit for them to stuff anything on my butt. So it's
A Bull Dyke?
Well, so okay, say you're a Bull Dykes bitch. What does that mean? You got to eat her box once a day? It's better
Right.
than getting your butt
No.
sodomized.
He is a Bull Dyke is absolutely going to sodomize Isis.
With what?
I don't know.
Her
Anything.
fist?
Yes.
I'd still
She's a
take
Bull
my
Dyke.
chance.
I,
I think
I think you could take a Bull Dyke, E.
I'd still take my chance. I think
Your
because
average,
for sure the guys
run of the
that-
mill,
but for
standard
sure-
issue Bull Dyke.
but for
he
sure-
is tough as nails.
He
Sorry.
is.
Yeah, he could.
I think E has a better chance against, and I'm not talking about the freak of nature Bull Dyke. I'm talking standard issue, normal, everyday Bull Dyke.
I don't know
give
about that,
E a
but-
40-60 chance of beating the shit
I don't know
out of
about
her.
that, but the thing is, the
Just
guy.
two ladies in a fisticuffs.
But in the guy's prison, I'm 100% going to get raped at the
Yeah.
ass, and in women's,
You are.
maybe.
Yeah. Might be kind of
Dude,
hot.
not.
You know? Chick.
Maybe.
You know?
And that's still a female doing
Fist
it.
up your ass,
Exactly.
yeah,
It's a female, so it's not gay.
Dude,
So-
day one in male prison, he is bought for a biscuit, an extra biscuit at lunch, and he's sold 2 hours later for a pack of smokes.
Yeah.
It's not good. And both of them have butt fucked him. There, he's got to go down on a Bull Dyke if he can't kick the shit out of her.
Yeah, I guess if you're a dude, you're better off with the chicks. But I think Jim's point is a chick with chicks. It's not all rosy. You
Look,
know, they're
if
going to
he
have a
goes
Not
in-
bra and panty, pillow fights
no,
or whatever.
it's not apparently.
If E goes into prison with the chicks and he takes the biggest, strongest Bull Dyke right out of the gate and kicks the dog shit out of her,
Sets the
he's
tone.
he's the fucking king of the mountain
He's
bitch
then
now.
the Bull Dyke.
He's the fucking king of the mountain Bull Dyke.
Could I
He's got
then
the
go
biggest
suck
swinging
my
labia.
dick?
He's the alpha Bull Dyke.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you go suck my dick.
Suck
my
my
labia,
Suck my
bitches.
lady dick. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
Yes.
absolutely. Set the
I
tone.
mean, I'm
man.
obviously a female, but I mean, for whatever reason, I
course,
got this
obviously.
6-inch dick in here, so
6 inch. Wow.
Hell yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, you could say suck my minora, my majora. Like, dude, there's a whole everything's on the
this
table.
6.5-inch clitoris, suck it.
Anybody into big clits?
Right.
Yeah, I got the biggest clit in the whole jail. Suck it, bitches. My clit spits too.
Gross.
It's better than being in the male prison, being held down and tossed salad. You want some
Yeah,
guy
it is.
No.
It is.
squeezing
For a dude, it
syrup
is.
onto or salad dressing out of your butthole and eating it out?
No, I don't.
Before he bangs you?
Definitely not.
Biden tried to argue. Let's see. So this Lenz chick, this Lynn Lenz or whatever, says she referred to Biden's comments in January when he was talking about Mike Pence as a decent guy. Like, for Biden, he can't.
Yeah, you said Mike Pence was a decent guy. Do you want to respond?
Oh, he
to
didn't even
that?
allow. They didn't even allow him to say
Yeah.
anything. It was just like her saying that was the ooh.
I love his answer though. His answer is good for that room. There's nothing decent about a guy being anti-LGBTQ. Boom. Round of applause. Lenz wrote on Twitter afterwards that Biden he called her a real sweetheart backstage. Those interactions were a little condescending. It's 2019. You shouldn't be calling women sweethearts. Bitch, you know what? Shut the fuck up. He called you, you're a real sweetheart. You're a sweetheart of a guy.
They
You're a
don't
sweetheart
want
of a
him
girl.
there. They don't want him there. He's not progressive.
In June, student activist, heads up, Casey Ko asked Biden about his stance about Violence Against Women Act and said the way he leaned in to answer the question changed how we all saw Biden. I can now make the connection between the man I saw and the man accused of harassment. I saw a man capable of those things, a man who can't take responsibility, who doesn't respect women, who gets into their personal space.
What do?
So Biden's kicked back, talking about the Violence Against Women Act, and Biden goes, well, let me answer that for you. He leans forward.
That's engaging.
No, personal space. And probably means you're capable of beating shit out of women. Biden has promised to change his behavior. Good move. Play to the mob. And while Lenz's concerns do not go as far as Ko's, they show he has not completely altered his approach. While that may not be a problem with his base, it could be a problem with voters he hopes to win over. Who is going to vote for Trump because Biden leaned in on an answer to something?
No, they're talking about the primary. He's hoping to win votes in the primary. He's not progressive enough, and that's his big problem. And there's a huge sliver, not a sliver, but a huge slice, albeit a
Gash?
slice, a gash
Slit?
of primary voters who
Yeah.
do not want him, and they're putting him through the ringer right now with shit like this to show that he's just an old man.
Can't you know how they didn't, when he was going to announce his candidacy, they like kept him out of it for weeks. They were like, no, let's save ourselves the gaffes. People already know his name. And they held him at, why are you letting him go to LGBTQ forums to do Q&As?
They've held him back a lot. Apparently, he's not been available for much. So I guess we see every time he is made available
But these,
because it makes the news.
I hate to say these people, but these people are proving to be very soft and incapable of seeing anyone else's view on anything. They come in and they're looking for a reason to make you a monster. It's like, don't put Joe Biden's old ass in that position. He can't win. He can't fucking win. Hey, you know what? That was a great interview. You're a real sweetheart. Oh my God. Condescending, to say the
Then he
least.
leaned in.
I think he thinks he doesn't need to change, but he does. College student Emmett Corey told Reuters. Real tough guy, Emmett. He can't just ride his record with having to get with the times.
Oh,
So
man.
Joe Biden wants people, no matter what, if they identify as a woman, send them to female prisons.
And make OGBYN available.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, yeah. Someone sent a meme I saw over the weekend, and there was, those free bleed campaigns where chicks are like, it's bullshit. I have to pay for tampons and stuff.
Oh, where they just let their ovum just drip down their legs.
So they'll wear white pants, sit on a bench, and they'll just
Yeah.
have a fucking goddamn Japanese flag between
It's
their
off-putting.
legs.
It's off-putting.
It is. There's a trans guy who's a guy. He's a
Okay.
guy, and
Dick and balls.
he's sitting on a bench with the Japanese flag between his legs to prove a point that men also have period problems.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. So it's not just a female issue. I'm a man, clearly, just a man who's free bleeding at a park, and this is a serious issue.
Sir, those are your balls that are bleeding.
Did you get kicked with a knife in the balls, sir?
Sir, see a doctor immediately. Your balls and anus should not be bleeding.
I'm free bleeding to prove a point that men and women are the same. We both have our periods.
Just ovulating.
Just a man
Just
sitting here
shedding my
ovulating.
uterine wall.
Yep. Just one of your boys hanging out at the park, shedding my uterine wall all over my white pants.
Oh, God.
Did you see over the weekend we had the, what was it, Raid Area 51?
Yeah.
Dude, I wanted this to be so huge.
100 people showed up, right?
1,500.
Was it?
But 1,500 is not bad. 1,500, what is that, the Fox Theater? Or it's like, I mean, that's good, dude. They're turning people out. We're expecting 2 million, but, 1,500.
Good start. It's always
not-
next year.
Yeah. The U.S. military has apologized now. Did you see the tweet they sent out?
No.
E, do you have the tweet? Which said yeah, the last thing millennials will see if they attempt the Area 51 raid today with a stealth bomber.
Nice.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of comical. Yeah, here's what you'll see, a stealth bomber with all these military guys. The Defense Visual Information Distribution Service, DVIDS, jokingly taunted the UFO fans that gathered at Area 51 military base in Nevada. And, the last thing millennials will see if they attempt Area 51 raid. That tweet fell foul with the crowd, of course, forcing the military to apologize. I don't want the military apologizing for anything, even if they make a mistake. If the military makes a mistake and bombs Georgia, you know what I mean?
I mean, your dad.
Like-
it gets personal here. Your dad has dropped bombs on farms.
If the military bombs
Mistakes happen.
If they bomb Atlanta, Georgia, and it's like, oh, you meant Georgia the country or Jordan the country. Oh, fuck, my bad. Sorry, we obliterated Atlanta. My bad. I don't want them apologizing for that. Like,
I could see Trump ordering a raid on
happens.
New Mexico, for example.
There you go. It's time.
Go get 'em, New
We're
Mexico.
Going international. It's time these people stay on their side of the fence. So we've been dropping bigly bombs all over New Mexico this weekend.
Goodbye, Albuquerque.
There you go. So someone, it was met, the military's got to apologize. Last night, a DVID employee posted a tweet that in no way supports the stance of the Department of Defense. It was inappropriate, and we apologize for the mistake. So that event was kind of crazy. Like, it started as a joke, right? It was a Facebook thing, a joke. And then there were so many people interested, they were like, oh, yeah, well, why don't we just do it then?
Yeah, let's storm the fences, right?
Yeah. So it blew up in June into a festival-like weekend projected to have turned out more than 2 million people.
And just for background, that people don't know what we're talking about. People were saying, like, let's go to Area 51 and demand answers, essentially.
The whole point was they can't stop all of us. So if we take all of us and storm Area 51, we know they've got
I can kill
aliens.
2 million people.
They can't shoot us all.
Right inside that hangar, there's UFOs.
And
we'll see
aliens.
them. And aliens. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah. Officials were bracing for up to 50,000 enthusiasts. Police were so underwhelmed with the turnout that officers were just texting and looking bored as alien hunters mingled around. Some officers were posing for photos with fanatics that arrived in outlandish costumes. I'm kind of surprised only 1,500 people showed up for that.
I don't know. It's pretty. That's a big ask to get people out there in the middle of nowhere like that, you know?
Yeah, but there was...
It was like, hey,
dude,
go to Manhattan and do this. That's one thing. But
we're talking June. It took off, right? Like, it was announced the month, like in May or something, that as a joke, and then in June it got serious, and then they said they were going to have a festival. What were they calling it? Like Alien Fest or something?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Alien Stock, like Woodstock. And so they set up a stage, and then we're going to have bands, and people are going to rock out and wear their alien headgear and shit, and then we're going to storm the thing. And we could get 1,500 people to show
Yeah.
up somewhere.
think I
For
heard-
months of international press.
I think I heard a few weeks ago, though, that the main organizer pulled out. Like the guy who was the head of it. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but
Was
that,
he-
that could have affected things.
What was his role? Was he like? What's his background? Loch Ness? Is he the
What's
moon
his
is
specialty?
cheese? The moon is fake. Like, what's his thing? I mean,
I think
Is
he
he a
was
Nessie fan?
I think he was an alien guy. Hey, Area 51 is hiding aliens. Let's storm the fences. I think he started it, and then a few weeks ago, I think he got cold feet because he was sort of like threatened by the authorities,
Yeah.
so he pulled back.
Do you think there is actually at Area 51
I don't.
an alien arm,
No,
a spacecraft of some sort?
I don't.
I kind of do.
You know what? I don't know what's where. I believe that they're.
Remind us what you believe in. Is it Loch Ness, fairies,
I
and
believe in
Big Yeti?
aliens. Is what I believe. In.
Aliens. Okay.
Aliens. Okay.
God, I could have swore it was Nessie.
It's all about Blink 182 for E. And Blink 182 says
No, it's not.
that there's aliens.
He goes squatching too, man.
I
He
didn't.
does?
I don't
Yeah,
get
he
really
does.
care.
Is it Tom? Is it Tom or
Yeah,
Mark?
I don't
Tom
care
Hall.
about Tom's part of it. I believed it before any of that.
You know who's big time into it too is Dan Aykroyd. I heard him on Rogan the other day. He's
Yeah,
big time into
Yeah,
aliens.
but Dan Aykroyd said he could remember what was the thing.
Dan Aykroyd said that he has 4 sightings himself, him personally, 4 UFO sightings.
I'm telling you right now, Dan Aykroyd, and this is going to be a problem for some people. Dan Aykroyd is the most overrated actor in American history. There, I said it.
So what? I mean,
There, I said it. People adore Dan Aykroyd. I watched,
but he doesn't need to
watch
do
Trading
anything.
Places again and watch the overacting that he does in
Yeah,
that. It's Troy and I had to back up scenes 30 times because we couldn't stop laughing at his over fucking acting for everything.
Yeah. No, he's done what he
He's
needs
had
to do.
4 sightings himself.
Yes.
Where does he live? Is he California?
No, he's a Canuck. He's neighbor to the north. I think. Shit. Where did he say he was? He's up there though.
See, when I'm in Northern California, every single night, and I mean every night without fail, there's some weird lights in the
There
sky.
you go. You've had multiple sightings
but
too.
I don't chalk it up to that.
No?
I think it's just rich
should.
people with toys. I think it's rich people building drones or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck they're doing. But there's always some weird light pattern and
Well,
flying
Aykroyd
shit.
attributes all of those to UFOs, aliens.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a huge ghost believer too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of.
Look, I'm willing to admit the moon is obviously fake. That's well established. But I'm not just some willy-nilly. Like, no, dude, it probably is what it looks like. There's 4 weird lights, and that thing seems really fast, faster than most. But I'm not willing to say it's
Yeah.
aliens.
Although you brought up a couple months ago, right? Those naval pilots who filmed that strange object
The Tic
reacting
Tac.
in a way, reacting in a way that just physically isn't impossible. That physically isn't possible.
Yeah,
the
impossibility.
Navy came out and said that's a UFO.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what the fuck that is.
Yep.
So usually the Navy just kind of goes silent, like whatever. We're not
They-
commenting, but they commented like we do not know what that is.
Yeah.
That
and the
doesn't
fact that it
move.
was caught on their radar, like they got that in the sights and
Yeah.
like, what the fuck
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
is this? And then it's gone, then it drops in the water, and they're like, that would tear a human body apart. The G force that you're talking about
Yeah.
for this object of this size to go this. Like,
But
dude,
again,
I believe
dude,
it.
I go back to what I said a few months ago when we talked about this. The fact that Trump doesn't really believe in him, that says everything to me because you know.
They don't tell. I
don't
see
think
that-
they tell 'em.
They don't think they.
They don't tell 'em, dude.
Because they're only in there for 4, maybe 8 years. I
Yes.
think that's the thing.
We've read about that. That's the explanation.
you
is-
know he would demand it.
But they
But-
could just
but
tell.
dude-
They'll just give him. Dude, think
They'll
about
feed
fake
him horse shit.
I wonder if he even knows how much he really knows about any of our defenses.
Whether he actually has the code.
Yeah, like I wouldn't doubt if they just fucking sure it's 4-4-4-4. Don't worry about it, Trump.
If you believe
4.
if you believe the secret like world behind the scenes of like oh shit
Yeah. It's very
UFO stuff,
dark.
like it's very deep state dark shit, and if you believe that, and a lot of people do, and so it's like you think we're gonna let some 1-term 2-term fucking idiot come in here and get access to all this shit? No, dude, this is decades of shit
Yeah.
going on
And then
that
there's
they
going to
just
be
don't have access
and then there's
to.
going to be decades of generals and so forth who all stay quiet about it, right? Everybody stays quiet.
the good ones, or
Yeah.
they're killed.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't think that. God, not to go.
So
down
what?
this,
So what do you make of the Navy saying that?
I don't know. It's interesting, really interesting.
Yeah, I would say it is.
Yeah.
And those Navy pilots going, dude.
Yeah.
And seeing, I watched some of Tom's shit.
I haven't, but
Yeah, it's good. It's worth a watch. Some of it gets a little out there, but because the problem is these people tend to believe also in Nessie and
Yeah.
a lot of other shit. So you
They
know,
open their minds.
But when they're talking about like we've followed this through San Diego, and all of a sudden we're seeing 20 Tic Tacs, and it's making a pattern,
Yeah.
and it's going somewhere into Mexico where we don't have jurisdiction, but we sneak in there, and it's going into a fucking cave and into a thing, and then it disappears off the radar, and it's like, What the fuck was that?
Yeah,
Something's going on there.
Only people I'm going to believe in any of this are Navy personnel. Like,
Yeah.
There's no way I'm listening to what Tom DeLonge has to say about any of this.
I know.
Like, I don't care about any summary he brings forth. I don't care
Sure.
about any of that. But the Navy thing is interesting.
It is. And the high-ranking military guys that, the guy that is doing the thing with Tom was in charge of.
Dude,
I know. Let me finish my thought.
He's
though.
with Tom DeLonge on a
he
special.
he was in charge of
Blink-182's lead singer.
all the
Small things. That guy.
But this guy was in charge
I
of
know.
the military's, behind the scenes, very quiet, hush hush program. What Tom DeLonge brings is name notoriety,
Yeah.
money, and ability to get press headlines. Tom DeLonge does not bring the research that Navy pilots have. That
No,
Tom is a
and that
front
does say
for that.
something. I mean, if this dude is credible, the guy that you're referring to, the Navy guy, then that does say something. Because again, I'm not going to believe anybody except people in the armed forces who are in the know on this. And I believe if this shit's going on, there are many people in this deep, dark state that you've referenced that must know. And if one of them has come out and through Tom DeLonge is saying this, well, maybe that's one that's come out and goes to my question, why aren't more of these guys coming out, right? One has maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
It's proved to be a real pain in the ass for a lot of them.
Yeah.
But the guy that claims, yes, I worked for.
Better off just keeping quiet.
Yeah, you're better off shutting your mouth instead of getting threats to your family, threats to you.
Dan Aykroyd ought to know better.
Yeah. The walls are coming down, I'm telling you, man. Like, there's just too much. There's too much out there. Like, what is the incentive for these guys to risk these, well-respected pilots, intelligent, know what the fuck they're seeing, know what's out there, to be saying this stuff, to be going, dude, I'm used to being in situations where you lock on something and you can take a target down. I don't know what the fuck that was. There was something there. It's gone in an instant. Like, it's using technology that we don't
Right.
have, period. Like, no way. There's no trail of smoke behind these things. Like, there's jet propulsion. No, they're just fucking gone.
So you believe, going back to Area 51, that we have something, that in the past we've located something crashed and we're keeping it?
I hate conspiracy theorists for the most part, right? But there are people that are really, really smart that claim they were involved in something. There's always something fucking weird about them, too weird for me to get behind. That's the problem. The problem is not that they sound credible with what they're doing. It's every time I see it, it's not a 2020 interview. It's some weird.
Yeah,
It's
Tom DeLonge presenting.
And it's not even Tom DeLonge. But some of the stuff when they're like, yes, dude, my job was to do reverse engineering on some metals that are not in our atmosphere. They're not found on planet Earth. And they react in ways that we've never seen before. And that shit is in Area 51. And that guy's life is threatened and threatened and threatened. And I don't know. Maybe he's just a nut job. I don't know. But I'd like to hear more.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's our? Do you think we have a right as people to?
Well, Mike,
Who the fuck are you?
The safety. People would go crazy, and that's what would,
Ah.
we'd all.
I want to know if there's guys. If there's a little guy, some biggie of the alien world crashed into a mountain, and we've got his body. I want to know.
That is an interesting question. Why did they crash? I guess.
There was always one biggie on the team, and he went into he just slammed into a mountain. I didn't see it, boss. My bad. They claim, man, we've got a little alien dude.
Huey Lewis sticker on the back of his spacecraft.
Can you imagine? And all the other aliens are going, fucking, of course.
E.
God damn it, E. God damn it, E. I told you to pull up. I know, dude. I didn't see the mountain tops.
Alien.
Fucking alien. I'm an alien. Yeah, I think I broke my collarbone when I got into that accident when I was playing alien. I was a big alien.
Hey, get a 2-pack of My Pillows premiums for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow, which is the lowest price ever
Yes.
offered on podcast, radio, or TV. This offer is only available at MyPillow.com, and you must use promo code TDC, of course.
How are we doing for email, Jay?
We have some email. Before we get to email, I'd like to engage in the short reading of posts.
For the love of fuck.
Well, this is a beautiful one, and Mike took time to make this. This is one of those homemade posts where he typed it out. I love these. Okay, he like
Holy
selected.
shit.
Yeah, he selected his pictures.
I'm looking at a kitchen. What is this?
What do you mean? Oh my God! Well, let me read.
All right.
Gents, greetings from London and the Imperial War Museum. So, clockwise. So, did you really type so? Why didn't you just say clockwise?
Comma or dot, dot, dot?
He said, so, comma, clockwise from top left, colon. 15-inch naval guns that could launch a 1,900-pound shell over 16 miles.
That
Top left.
Okay. I didn't know if they
Think
were
about
going
that.
reverse.
1,900-pound shell over 16 miles, if we're to believe Mike.
Is that
Possible? How
is that really
believes
impressive?
that-
Those 16 miles. You said like if they said 6,000 miles, I'd be like, oh yeah, damn.
And that shit's old, man.
Okay.
You know, we're not talking about like yesterday they made this.
All right.
We're talking like, World War II-ish.
On the fly? Are you talking about bounce and
Didn't
roll?
bounce.
Bounce and roll?
No, it's not a. It's not a punt.
Punt.
It's not a punt
So you're
that
saying
rolls
on the
inside
fly,
the 10.
16 miles.
Yeah, that's if I'm to believe Mike.
Okay. You'll believe Mike, but not Tom DeLonge. Real nice.
A one-man bomb shelter and a piece of the Berlin Wall and a
Wait,
German
hold
V1
on.
flying bomb.
A
What?
one-man
Yes,
bomb
Look
shelter.
at it right there. It's lonely. It's lonely.
What the fuck? What do you? I'd rather be outside the one-man bomb shelter.
Doesn't that look like what Mort goes in to call Orson?
Yes, that egg-shaped thing.
Mort calling Orson. Come in, Orson. There's a piece of the Berlin Wall, one of the non-spray painted pieces.
Why would you want a
I
non-spray
know.
painted
You see,
piece?
Heidi Klum got a sweet one for her birthday, I think, from her
Did she
fiance.
really?
Yeah,
Spray
really,
painted?
really cool spray painted one. Yeah.
Okay.
Fun fact: you must check out. And he typed garlic football, soccer plus rugby plus drunken Irishman. I think he means Gaelic,
Sure. Probably.
but he said garlic. It is awesome. Bye BUI for now, Mike. Thank you for posting in, Mike. That
All
is
right.
a beautiful,
Let me see it.
beautiful
Let me
post.
get a. Dude, that's terrifying. That one-man bomb shelter.
I know. It's lonely, claustrophobic.
Yeah.
But it's better than the alternative, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Is it?
I know. How do you know?
What do you?
I mean, it's-
so you're saving yourself, and then
It's a metal porta-john,
Looks like it. yeah.
right? You know what I mean? Like, I'd expect to have some kid squirt
in this-
water on my
in this-
calves after leaving this.
who
Zach
does he think
can't
is
tip
also
that.
surviving? Like, does he just? I mean, he better be hoping other people have bomb shelters.
Yeah.
So like,
Put one for the lady right next to him, right?
right.
Dude, I got another malfeasance story I can tell you tomorrow
Okay.
on the pitch.
Excellent.
All right, Melissa writes in concerning Jeffrey's Meals. So Jeffrey's Meals, of course,
the
what was
homo.
it, Freshly?
Yeah, Freshly. He was
Okay,
in,
Mike ordered through Freshly.
By
He
the
received-
way-
Yeah,
they were charging me
Yeah.
per box.
I figured such.
What the fuck?
Auto
dude?
repay.
Auto repay, as if I would only order 3 meals in duplicate
Dude.
every week. I finally went.
Don't you
Most
think a
people would order-
system
Hold on.
handles this? You think a person is sitting there evaluating, like, I don't think Mike Walters would want the same thing 3 weeks in a row.
And
Maybe
in
I ought to
duplicate, they don't-
contact him.
they're not even looking in
Dude, it's a
duplicate. They're-
fucking system. Auto pay, boom, they bang you, and then they send it out the door.
I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. And I finally looked something up because I thought it was gaming them. Turns out they were fucking ripping me off.
But you at least got Jeffrey's Meals for free, right?
Well, they sent me a confirmation email. I don't know. I have no idea. My credit card got shut off over the last couple days. I was like, what the fuck, man? I know there's money in the bank account. What's going on? And they're
Oh, it's
like,
a debit.
Declined. Debit, yeah. And so they declined me. They didn't decline me again. And then I got declined. So finally I called them. I was like, what the fuck? They're like, yeah, we sent you a letter like 2 weeks ago saying your card's been compromised. We're shutting that thing off. We've sent you a new card.
You're
I
like,
was
I don't go to my mailbox
I haven't
every
looked at
2
my
weeks.
mail in months.
Damn, that's at the end
Shit.
of my driveway and shit.
And so I finally went and was like, oh, yeah, here's my new card. Can you turn it on? And they're like, yeah, sure, we can turn it on. And then everything was working fine. But they were going through the list of stuff. They're like, well, we want to make sure everything's fine because they said you were compromised. Did you, in fact, and I'm like, oh, God, what is this guy going to say? Like, did you, in fact, order 16 Penthouse magazines at the corner porn store? I'm like, fuck, what have I ordered? And everything seemed on the up and up. And then they mentioned freshly.com. And I was
Yeah.
like, how many times those motherfuckers charge me? And it turns out like 2 times.
Yeah.
I don't think for Jeffrey's, but we'll get to that. And so, yeah, I was like, they were like, oh, yeah, we're about to send your new food order of this. And it was just the 3 items. And they're like, if you got a problem, text us or blah, blah. And I texted, I said, cancel my fucking order. I'm not buying. They're like, Michael, so sorry, what's the problem? I was like, cancel. Gave you a trial run. They're like, we're so sorry we disappointed you. I'm like, yeah, bye. Is there anything we can do? No, cancel. Bye.
So you're mad at them for doing what they probably said they were going to do?
Oh, they definitely said they were going to do
I
that.
bought a trial order on sale, 6 meals.
That's how this works, man. Auto pay. That's how trials work. Everybody knows that.
Dude, if I buy a hooker online, they don't just send a hooker every week. right? I bought it online
Bought it
on
online,
sale.
they probably would,
on
actually.
sale.
Actually, you're right.
They wouldn't do that.
Online?
Oh, that's not how those things work, though. I mean, everything is auto pay until you tell it not to.
That I
Well-
need to be opted in, and that needs to be made very fucking clear. I should check a box then that says, "Oh yeah, I'm auto
Probably
pay."
did. You probably did. Melissa writes in concerning Jeffrey's meals, and she's taken the liberty to spell Jeffrey with a G. She just thinks it's
She
probably
might as well. Yeah,
appropriate.
probably is. Yep.
Maybe Jeffrey, I'm guessing he spells it with a G, says Melissa, got Mike's heterosexual meals with Mike's packing slip and address in the box, and Jeffrey reported the incident to customer service. Jeffrey could have done this either out of the kindness of his big gay heart or his hatred of cis white male food.
Yeah.
It's true. Either way, his report caused customer service to send out new meals to both parties, gay or straight, because, everybody needs to eat. Not true, Melissa. Good theory, but not true.
Not
Leave
true?
result. It's not true.
Well, no, I got
You're
mine
on
the
auto
next
pay.
day. Yeah,
You're on
yeah.
auto pay.
I was on auto pay.
About a month.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Here I was doing the fucking celebration touchdown dance every week when the box showed up. Nanner, I win. Free meals. Free meals. No, being charged full price for all
Oh,
of them.
man,
you
for the
fuckers.
same spaghetti and meatballs over and over.
And in the
over.
end, it turns out Jeffrey's meals were way tastier than
Well,
mine.
he was adventurous.
He was. Troy's like, yo, man, I don't know what to tell you, but this goddamn Kuchatori fucking sausage thing that Penny... Kuchatori sausage Penny thing that he ordered is goddamn delicious.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
I'll save the rest for
Very good.
tomorrow.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I got to go watch the rest of the Niners game.
Oh.
Isis, can I punch your shoulder?
My right one.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. Thank you, everybody, for listening and tuning in and hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll get an update. We'll get a story from Jay about
Yeah,
some shenanigans,
malfeasance on the
malfeasance.
pitch.
I love it. We'll get that tomorrow. See you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen, sugar.